All right, what's good is King Kai. All right, whiteboard is back, and today I wanted to teach you guys some 10 things that young people should be doing if they want to make any kind of progress as they're growing up, okay? No one really gave me an idea of what I should be doing if I wanted to improve myself when I was around 19-ish years old. So I was kind of fumbling, and I was just like going after anything that I saw, and I actually made a lot of mistakes. And I wanted to take the time today to tell you, okay, if you do these few things, then your life can change significantly in the next few years, okay? I can honestly say that I'm a lot more happy and a lot more fulfilled and a lot more excited for tomorrow than I've ever been. Before, when I was a kid, I was just like, well, by kid, I mean like 19 years old, but I was just doing anything, trying to figure out like, okay, where should I go? Like, should I settle for something? Yada, yada. But I'm gonna go and start here, all right? So the first thing is gonna be lift weights, i.e., exercise or going to the gym, working out, something like that, okay? Please do not try to refute this. If you are refuting this, you better be jacked. I hear a lot of guys say that, oh, lifting weights doesn't do anything, but they don't do it, okay? As a man, when you lift weights, your testosterone increases. And when your testosterone increases, you build more muscle and you feel more manly and masculine. A lot of guys who don't lift weights are in their room and they feel super depressed, unhappy, unambitious, yada yada, all that kind of stuff because their testosterone is so low. They drink so much soda, they eat so much sugar, their estrogen is through the roof, and they don't feel like a man. If you start lifting weights, it's a great way to start that. And if you have a body that you're proud of, no one can tell you anything. I'm going to preach lifting weights until I die. It has 100% changed my life, and I'm gonna make a video dedicated to weightlifting eventually. But dude, it's changed my life completely, and that's one of the first things that you should be doing. If you don't know where else to go, just start picking up some dumbbells, bro. And trust me, in like a year or two, you're gonna look a lot different, and that's gonna give you the trajectory to do something else. I'm telling you, you won't regret it, okay? Now, the second one is going to be reading slash an education of some kind. Now, when I say education, I don't necessarily mean college. People think that education means I'm going to go to college and then get a degree in something. Now, I don't believe that's a bad thing. I don't believe college is bad per se, but unfortunately, there are a lot of professions and majors that don't bear any fruit for you, okay? If you go to college for communications, and you're wondering like, oh, there are no jobs in my state. The job market is so bad, I can't make any money. You have a degree in communications, bro. That's doesn't. What are you gonna do with that? If you have a degree in gender studies or some kind of animal psychology, then yeah, no wonder you don't make that much money because your skill is not in demand and like your education is not in demand. Now, I mean, I want you guys to start reading books and start teaching you guys some things. Look, formal education is okay, but a self-education will take you a very long way because formal education is capped. You learn the curriculum, and then that's it, you're done. But a self-education is eternal, and there is no cap. You'll learn for the rest of your life. If you keep learning, you keep growing as a man, you become even better, even better, even better, and you can handle this world around us so much easier. Because if you think about it, like a book is literally just the wisdom of another person left behind for you to read, but people don't read it. Anything that you want to learn is in a book somewhere, and someone else has already been through it, and they're trying to give you the blueprint, say, hey, do this, because I was in your situation. Do this, and then life will change, okay? You can learn a lot from reading books. Like, let's say, like Think and Grow Rich, Rich Dad Poor Dad, Psycho-Cybernetics. I also wanted to make a video about, like, specifically about books that you can look into, but that is something that you really need to take seriously. I'm serious. Like, read a few pages a day, read for like 20 minutes a day, something like that. But just make sure that you're getting some kind of reading in, okay? Now, the third one is going to be reducing or eliminating video games. Okay, so if you guys have been on the channel, or if you're new here, then you probably don't understand how I feel about video games. But people who aren't new here understand that I don't necessarily hate video games. But the thing is, I can understand 100% that they are not good for your journey at all. They're just there's absolutely no benefits to them. I talked previously about my addiction to League of Legends, and like I have a couple like Ari, a couple pieces of Ari merch in this room right now, right? Because I used to love League of Legends, but I would go to work. I worked at Walmart too, by the way, and I was overweight. So three things. There's no coincidence that my life sucked, right? But I worked at Walmart. I was getting overweight, and I was addicted to League of Legends. I was constantly thinking about, okay, how can I become a better jungler? Okay, so if I gank bot lane at around 3 minutes after I kill Gromp, and I can go around the mid lane and gank the mid lane, and then I can get my mid laner fed, and I can get Baron at 8 minutes, whatever, whenever Baron spawns. But I was constantly thinking about the game, which took my life or took my mind off of how to make myself better. I had people who I used to go to high school with come to that Walmart that I worked at because it was not that far from my high school, and they would say, "Hey, Kai, you're getting a little big." Like, oh, I thought I was getting muscular. No, I was getting fat. And no, it just was not good. And I also talked about like video. See, the funny thing is, if you're addicted to video games like MMOs, RPGs, and League of Legends, and fighting games. I was addicted to fighting games and League of Legends. But if you're addicted to MMOs, you literally have the skills in place to make your life better because you understand what it takes. You understand that you have to grind over and over and over again to get a higher level or to get a weapon that you want. You understand that concept, but you just can't apply it in real life because real life, there's one thing that you don't understand, and that is discomfort. Real life injects discomfort into that grind that you want, and games don't. So you have every other mindset needed except the tolerance for discomfort. That's why you're having a hard time. But if you take that same exact grit and grind to want to move forward and apply it to life, dude, you have a lot of potential. If you are addicted to... The only MMO I really played was MapleStory, but let's say if you're addicted to that, League of Legends, World of Warcraft. I hear RuneScape a lot. I never played it, but I hear about RuneScape a lot. If you are addicted to those games, then, dude, you can make a lot of progress here. So, I don't really think that you should, get rid of games for the rest of your life. Like, if you actually want to play it, then go ahead, but it has to be, you have to choose to play. If you're just playing because, I have nothing else to do, so I'll just play video games. No, wrong. Bad. Like, you need to go do something else. If you have things going on, if you were if you got things going on, let's say you got your job, you got your business, you got your body, you got your girl, yada yada, but just you're like, damn, I haven't played Tekken 7 in a while. I probably suck, but let me go play it again. Cool, have fun, bro. But if you have a job that you hate, if you hate the way you look, if you're depressed and you're playing video games, stop it, get rid of it. Period. Okay. Number 4 is gonna be learning a skill. I remember my dad taught me this. Like he said that this is around the time when I was job hopping and I didn't really understand where to go. And he told me, I asked him, Dad, what do you think I should do? Because I really want to change, but I don't really know what to do. He looked me dead in my eyes and he said, learn a skill. That's about it. He just said, learn a skill. And I'm for a while, I was like, what the hell does that even mean? What are you talking about? And I was thinking about it. I don't understand what learning a skill means, but eventually I got into real estate and I got my real estate license. So I was learning how to, I was learning about sales. I was learning how to sell real estate. The thing is, my mental health wasn't that great, and it was really hard for me to perform. But I did learn a lot of skills that helped me in my next venture, which is personal training, which is what I do right now. I got my personal training certification, and I got my corrective exercise specialization, too. So that makes me more valuable in the marketplace. Most people have a personal training cert. Not most people, but a lot of people have a personal training certification, right? Great. You can tell people to do burpees legally. Congratulations. But I have my corrective exercise, so that means I'm very well versed. Well, of course, it's still going to take practice, but the thing is I know a lot about the muscles, why your arms are falling forward when you squat, why your feet are going out like this, why you have scoliosis. I can learn stuff like that. I know stuff like that. But most trainers don't. So that puts me ahead of other trainers, makes me more valuable, okay? That skill really helps me a lot. I have 83-year-old men doing Bulgarian split squats, if you know what that is. I can't demonstrate it, but because of my knowledge in corrective exercise, I have an 83-year-old guy who is really good at lunges now and can do Bulgarian split squats, squatting with one leg behind and squatting on one leg. That's pretty amazing for someone who's damn near 100. And that's because of the fact that I invested in my knowledge, okay? So I want you to do the same thing. The money that you want to spend on a video game, you need to invest it in your knowledge. It makes you more valuable, okay? Now, the 5th one is going to be no FAP. Okay, I don't really talk about this that much on the channel. There's really no reason to. I just don't. But the thing is, it is helpful, okay? When you are indulging in the adult content and the forbidden techniques, the forbidden jutsu by yourself in your room, then you feel like a loser. You don't feel... you feel unworthy, you feel like you can't accomplish anything, and you just feel like less of a man every single time that you cross the finish line, okay? If you were to abstain from this or drastically limit it, then you'll have a much easier time with yourself, like in your own mind, and you have a much easier time out there with people, because this overindulgence can lead to a lot of social anxiety, because like you don't even feel confident in yourself anymore, like you feel disgusted by yourself. Okay, so if you were to eliminate this or indulge in this and eliminate the forbidden jutsus, then you will be much better off. I promise you. You'll feel a lot more confident. You'll feel a lot more in control of yourself. Okay. Now the sixth one is gonna be journaling. Now I don't know if a lot of people talk about this that much. Like I know Hamza does, but I'm a firm believer in journaling, 100%. I was actually like journaling about something new that I was thinking of last night. Okay, and like this journal is almost finished. But I 100% believe in this practice. I cannot recommend this enough to anybody. When you are in such control as to how you're thinking and you know exactly why you feel a certain way, that makes you very powerful. Like, I don't know who said it. I think it was like probably Sun Tzu or something like that, like in The Art of War. But he said that, like, to know your enemy, bro, I don't even remember. It's like to know yourself is wisdom, to know your enemy is like brains. I forgot. Someone please like put it in the comment section. But like to know yourself is wisdom, something like that, right? But if you know who you are, if you react to something and you're like, wait a minute, why did I react to that? Oh, am I because I'm triggered off of this one thing? I actually have a story to tell you. So there is a guy at my gym. So he understands that I watch anime, right? So like you see my Goku shirt. He understands that I watch anime, and he's like 19 years old. Like, he's a kid basically. He's really immature, but he would call me like anime dweeb. He thinks it's funny. I'm not very confrontational when it comes to words. If you say certain things, and especially at my job, I'm like, okay, yeah, whatever. I'm not really gonna talk about it that much, because one, I can get fired if I punch you in the throat, and two, it's no reason to make like in my opinion, no reason to make like a really thick atmosphere at my workplace. But I don't really say anything much. But after some time, if they keep going, then I get really pissed off. And then I start to raise my voice. And I'm not quick to physical violence unless I'm defending myself, obviously. But I'm not going to put my hands on someone just over some words. But this guy kept calling me anime dweeb over and over and over and over and over again. And I was like, you know what? I'm getting pissed off. Like, I'm like, all right, you can call. One day he said, what's up, anime dweeb? I'm like, you gonna say that every day? I'm getting kind of tired of it. Stop it. He's like, oh, no, I can call you something else. I'm like, no, you'll call me Kai. That's my name. And he's like, oh, my bad, bro. You know, like little kids won't be just, like 19-year-old kids, they just get out of high school. They're not going to be like, oh, shoot, my bad, bro. I didn't understand. Let's throw it under the bridge and forget about it. He's going to try to like make it all funny and whatnot. The energy is a lot different now. He doesn't talk to me the way he used to. But eventually I said, stop it. The reason why anime dweeb bothers me so much, and I figured this out in my journal, is because I used to get bullied. And I used to get bullied for watching stuff like this. Right nowadays, it's cool. If you don't watch anime, you're a loser at this point. You're a nerd. If you don't watch it, you're a nerd. But back in the day when I was a little bit younger, this stuff wasn't popular. Like, I remember like Pokemon came out, and that was like, oh, you like Pokemon? That's weird. I didn't really care for it, but anime in general was not really popularized yet. So the reason why anime dweeb bothers me is because it triggers me of getting bullied back in the day. And I would not have understood that if I didn't journal. You understand me? So I think you really need to do this. All right? I talked a lot about it, but I'm moving on. The seventh one is meditation. As you can see, mental health is a really big factor in this. You can do all the special stuff that you want to, but if your brain is full of muck, then you can't go that far. I promise you. Like, people say like, oh, you can have a high-paying job, you can have like high-paying skill, go after this job, it makes the most money. But if you don't believe in yourself, if you hate yourself, if you're insecure, you can't perform at that job that makes a lot of money. The job does not matter. It's always the person who is in the position who makes the most out of the position. Someone can be a garbage man and be the best garbage man in the city. But someone can be an IT engineer or whatever, an electrical engineer, and be the worst one ever and be poor. Because they don't have good mental health, so they can't prepare or they can't perform in that trade. So meditation gives you the ability to be more mindful of the present day, and when you are more aware of like what's going on, like right now I can hear these birds chirping, it's beautiful. When you don't even think about stuff like that, then it becomes very difficult for you to enjoy yourself, enjoy life. Now remember, like self-improvement is not like this is not like a Bible thing that like is the same for every single body. Self-improvement is very unique to every single person. That makes sense? But I can 100% say for a fact that mindfulness will help this entire thing. When you become more aware of who you are, your circumstances, how you're feeling, all that kind of stuff through meditation, then everything changes. I promise you, I promise you, I promise you. Now, number 8 is going to be creating relationships, and not necessarily romantic relationships. I don't know if people talk about this that much, but cultivating a strong relationship with people around you, as in friends, family, and prospective dating partners, that is what life is really about at the end of the day. Life is, you really have nothing if you have no relationships. If you have no friends, if you have no family, you're basically nothing. At the end of the day, we are animals, right? And humans are social creatures. So we perform better when we're working for someone else. As a man especially. If you have a wife and kid, of course, like, you know, you and I are similar, so we probably don't. But if you do have a wife and kid one day, you're working for them. You want them to be happy and be, you know, comfortable and safe and whatnot. Like if you have friends, like you want to be a good friend for them. But if you're living selfishly and you just don't want to create relationships, one, you cut off a lot of opportunity. Like networking is an extremely powerful tool that no one really utilizes. And if you don't know how to cultivate relationships, then you're missing out on that little gold mine. You need to learn how to network. You need to learn how to talk to people around you. But if you don't have good relationships, period, then what are you working for? A bunch of money? You think a bunch of money is going to make you happy? If you have no one to go see, if you have no one to hang out with, you have no one to spend this time with, it's going to be a very, very empty life. Okay? So like you need to prioritize creating strong relationships with the people around you. Number 9 is to stop watching success content. Because I know you probably have seen a lot of motivational stuff on YouTube or Instagram or whatever platform that you use, but I need you to stop. I need you to turn this off. Okay? And this is why. When I was around 19, 20 years old, I worked at Budweiser and I got fired after around 4-ish months, okay? I wasn't performing that well, or maybe they just didn't like me, I don't know. But I consumed a lot of this kind of stuff. A lot. I watched a lot of Dan Lok. I watched a lot of like Grant Cardone. I watched a lot of stuff like, oh, you got to go out there and get it, go out there and get it. The reason why this isn't great, like, because they keep putting success objects in your face. So let's say like those special suits, what are they called? Armani suits, Lamborghinis, all that kind of stuff. They keep putting these symbols in front of your face, and you believe that this is a metric of success, and this is what you have to go after every single day. So therefore, like your goals become very dependent on wanting to get these material items. And I've mentioned before on the channel, consumerism is not the way to go. And when you watch this success content, it alienates you from other people as well, which completely contradicts the last point that I just made. It alienates you from people because if you're not on the path to success, then I can't talk to you. You're an asshole. You sound like an ass when you talk like that. I used to be like that. I used to like not talk to a lot of my friends because I felt like I was the one who was special on a path of success or whatever like that. And that's toxic. It really is. If you want to be on the path of success, then bring them with you. Why not bring them with you? But no, you're a special snowflake, and you need to do it yourself because Dan Lok told you to not give a damn about what anyone says, or what. It's just not healthy for you, bro. And it also sets unrealistic expectations. Like, do you think you're gonna make $100,000 in 10 days? Everything is very gradual, my friend. Very gradual. But this stuff sets an unrealistic expectation. This is like entrepreneurship porn. It's the same thing. It's literally you watching another guy in the car that you want, and then you're like in your head like, oh, I want it too. It's not really helping you. And at the end of the day, it doesn't give you anything to do. The thing is, with self-improvement, we need actionable steps. I'm giving you actionable steps. But these entrepreneurs, they're just like, you just gotta go get it, man. You gotta go get it. Go get it. And then you're sitting here in your room. You're sitting in your room on your Xbox or your Steam account, and you're like, okay, what do I go get? Like, you turn off the video, and you're like, what am I getting? That makes sense? You don't know what to do. You're just filled with all this motivation, but have nowhere to direct it to. So I don't think this is good. It's not helping you. Nothing that all the motivational content that you consume, all the books that you read, all this does not matter if you do not apply what you're learning. And they don't teach you to apply anything. I'm telling you what to do. I'm telling you, start reading, learn a skill, lift some weights. Like, stop, get off the hub. I'm telling you to do this stuff, okay? But they don't usually do that. So I don't think it's the best way to go about it. And the last one is going to be gratitude. Now, it's not something groundbreaking, but I'm serious. Gratitude is a secret hack to living a happier life. It really is. When you can be grateful for like little stuff like this, like a pen, you get much, much happier. I don't know how much else to say about it, but that's basically what it is, okay? So if you guys enjoyed the video, please like, comment, subscribe to my channel, Oh yeah, can't talk. And also join my Discord server in the description, all right? King Kai, deuces.